All right. What does this old wreck have? You know, besides some general experience. Can I swim? No, I cannot. All right, there's just a straight invisible barrier there. There we go. Some enemies along the beach the last time we looked.
Nice one.
Oh, I can actually see the enemy's level when I aim it. Sometimes. Ow! Whoa!
That's the last of them.
He sent me flying. Holy shit. My legs! Ow! Oh, someone got killed while digging up a grave. That's unfortunate. Well, at least it can be theirs now. Let me run. Oh my god. Oh, okay. We got an ailment on my legs. So I think it shows the enemy level underneath their, or like over their health bar. As long as you have, as long as they aren't like hit with a debuff. At least that's what it looked like. All right, so this isn't actually, oh, this is the thing, Lone Grave. What about on the other side of this place? Ooh, I'm like right about to level up again. Nice. It's time for ourselves to get another perk. A part of me is sad that I can't do something as crazy as climb up a volcano and encounter some giant enemy, but I'm sure there'll be some cool places for us to check out in the future. That's my hope. We'll just have to see what life is like on other planets, especially if we're going to deal with the mantisaurs. Is there really nothing below the landing pad? Oh man, there's a box. Oh,
Okay, keep it quiet.
what the fuck is a mega sprat? 2,325 health. Once ate a hat. Well, this thing's gotta die.
Go!
Ah! Knock him out, Pravati! You know what? I need a shotgun.
Down they go! Ah!
These things were just all over me. Increases your movement speed for a short time when you enter tactical time dilation. Huh. That's cool. I didn't expect to find a massive rat underneath the landing pad.
Nice.
Woo, buddy. Now this place had some loot. Nice. Let's level ourselves up. So in terms of a perk, I could go for fast traveling when encumbered, which would be pretty useful. But I think I'm just gonna go for vendor prices. 20% discount. And hopefully I'll actually use it. Hopefully I'll actually see some things that are like really, really useful. All right. Next thing we were going for was to go directly into long guns. Because what we currently are using, I think all of these are long guns, right? Literally all of these are long guns. Okay. I like this weapon type. So getting extra damage would be pretty sweet. There we go. Bam. Now we've got something at Adept. I like the long gun critical hits ignore 100% armor part, but I don't know if we're gonna fully need that. There. Okay, I think I've explored a ton of this place, because I mean, we've even gone along the barriers of a lot of this, so it's time to leave. Or to try out low orbit. Hey, Vicar. I can't talk to him right here. That's fine. Look, we gotta go.
Welcome back, Captain. All systems are now operating within acceptable parameters. Shall I take our ship into orbit?
Send us up, Ada. Our ship is such a junker. Holy shit. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight.
We received a communication
Sweet.
request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Huh, good. I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Oh, okay, that was a lot for us. We can now travel to a lot of different landing pads from our ship. Interesting. Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet? Slow down, you're asking me to get involved with the black market?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Right, and why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
All right. Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly.
All right. Fine, I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Really? What do I want it for?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
Okay, you mentioned this thing has limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Okay. Yeah, why do I need a gadget like this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Huh. Wait, how the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
Ah, yes, science. Got you. Sure, I'll use it, I suppose.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Alright, where's the navigation terminal? Is it over here? Aha, the unreliable navigation terminal. Oh, there you go. Alright. So we are going to end up going to a bunch of different places. We got this asteroid, a moon, some actual planets. Woo, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so we have options. We can go to Monarch, Scylla, Terra 2, which is where we currently are, Phineas's lab, and then the Groundbreaker, which is where the main story wants us to go and where we're probably going to end up going. But I kind of want to go back to Edgewater real quick. Hold on. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Alright. So how do I actually... do I just go out the door? And technically land? Transition, Edgewater landing pad. Oh, select up to 2 companions to accompany you. Well, hold on, let me talk to Vicar first. See what he thinks about everything going on. I have some priorities at the moment. Hey, Vicar.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Let's see. I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic. I like that. Me too.
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Okay, and why were you so passionate?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
Okay, but weren't they proud when you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
Okay. If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? Let's see. This plan of yours sounds like a convenient way to control the masses.
It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct.
Huh. Well, at least you can admit that. All right. Let's see. Tell me again about the book we picked up on the that's in French. Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Baconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Right, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
Cool. All right. How is it that a simple Vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Thank you, Captain.
And convenient. Your goal lies in wait for us to go somewhere else. Examine. The scribblings of these journals are utterly ineligible to anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. Oh. These textbooks have been out of print for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes, and many passages have been underlined. Some pages have have come loose. The glue now yellowed and cracked along the spine. Oh, and he's got some ammo for us. Nice. How much ammo do I have? Tons. I wonder if we'll get some guns that use a ton of things. Like just, 50 to 100 in one shot. Let's see. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1, Various Qualifying Considerations. Part 2, Principal Rules of Restrictive Management. Part 3, Morals and Maxim of Banning Unethical Literature. Part 4, Proof of the Grand Architect and Predestination. A refutation of the titles listed here within. Part 5, Consequences, the Mind, and the Will of Man when led astray. Part 6, Official List of Banned Titles. Part 7, Prerequisites for Advancing the Investigation, Outing, and Penalizing of Outsiders. Man, he's just full in this. Tossball trading cards. In mint condition, most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus, Hammers, and the Tile backers. The Art and Science of Tossball. Impossible to put down. Order of Scientific Inquiry. Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved. Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for most on-the-field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons. Oh gosh, of course he would like that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companion rooms. That's interesting. So obviously we're gonna end up with having like 6, maybe ever so slightly more companions. I don't think I care about carrying those. We can leave everything that's on my ship generally where it is, unless I find some kind of amazing mixture. Where is Parvati? Parvati! Photo of Parvati's father, a stern older man with warm eyes. Aww. I will, however, take drugs. Maybe I won't use them, but I will collect them. Abigail. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since. Aww. Banged up toolbox, full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. Oh, shit, there's actually all this stuff. Ammo! Pep pills. The Modern Steel Wrench in You. This book is heavily dog-eared with duels in their margins. And the flower. Petunia the plant. This is not a petunia. All right. What the fuck is up with this robot? There is no response from the automechanical unit. A serial number etched in its chassis includes the letters Sam. Right. Whoa. Adelaide's deserters dreamed of an independent life without board oversight. You taught them an important lesson. Never dream. Ouch. That's a hard word. Oh, right, the holographic shroud. Holographic shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. So there is, in fact, an actual system for having an area be restricted. Oh, and here's our official bin. Guess this is our captain's quarters. I don't actually know how many times I'll use these bins. The only times I'd ever want to stick anything in it is if I have like an outdated weapon that I just don't want to get rid of. Or something like this, you know, these special things. Oh, shock stick. This must be what he gave me. I might give that to one of my other companions. Yeah, I basically want one of like everything. So that's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be our storage unit for various things like that. Or hey, I put on a mod for geographic scanning on this, so that could be useful. At least that's my home. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Oh no. Search term, Sam. Search results. First result. Experimental notes. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical and Emerald Vale scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine. Should be fun. AH. Oh, Jesus. Second Sam result. Removal of factory standard part Sud Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to. But I do. Third Sam result. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit, and it's not turning up anytime soon. But good news! I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can, filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. I sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up following this next pit stop back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. Yeah, about that, my bad. Hawthorne's unread messages from Bedford. Thank you. I forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, but so don't you go showing it to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Alright, whoa, Shrink Ray, Hammer Power, Black Market Leads. I like the sound of Shrink Ray. Note to self, remember this later. No, better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality with my own 2 eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells' lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or to forget about it, maybe. Or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a Shrink Ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastic weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells' Shrink Ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. Yeah, so I know there's this whole category of weapons called science weapons that do like crazy effects, and I guess These are the ones that tell us about it. Or these logs tell us about him. Hammer power. Why? Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times. But Architect be damned, it's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't trust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hardworking folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I've been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to the others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker in Fallbrook. Hammer power. The last time I got sloshed, when I was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker, look, Autumn was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardets yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who'd have claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony, like none of us had heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardet said the mad scientist kept yelling about the Hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Whew. Weapons from the Void. Acquire Phineas' science weapon.
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
No, Ada. I think I'll pass. I'm a space captain. I don't need any showers. Except for the blood of my enemies.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I did want to know more about the automechanical.
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
Oh, don't worry. I've already done that. Oh, no. I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke.
How often do I make jokes about chemistry? Periodically.
All right, play my favorite song.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
That's not my favorite song.
Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle their favorite song.
Oh my god, that's enough for now.
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
All right, I'd like to learn more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Everything. Tell me about Terra 2.
Where in Terra 2?
Tell me about Emerald Vale and Edgewater.
Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet.
Jesus, Ada. How is Edgewater faring since we left it?
Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
What would you have had me done? Kill everyone?
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation sensors, but I think my answer is yes.
Jesus Christ, Ada. No, we can't. No. They would need to wrong me a little bit more first. So what do you think of the townspeople?
You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague.
Wait a second. Was Hawthorne alive? Like, after I squashed him? I feel like he couldn't have been.
Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Okay. Tell me about the Groundbreaker.
We're cleared to dock with the Groundbreaker if that's your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
Okay, well, give me the spiel on that.
The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
I don't know if I have the
How can I be of assistance?
fees paid. I guess we'll have to see.
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I mean, I guess so, except for the fact that there's a chance that, depending on the way that people are frozen, they might still decay.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Aww. What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Okay. Have there been other captains of the ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Okay. Not as much information as I was looking for there, but, you know, I'm sorry about squashing your captain.
How can I be of assistance?
Tell me
What
more
part
about
of
this
the
colony. Particularly, what is Phineas's orbital lab?
Ah, yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
Why is that?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
So am I not able to actually go straight there even though it's on the map? What do you know about him?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
No. Make it so, Ada. No, don't.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Ah.
Goodbye.
If my ship gets in a scrap in space, I think we're just gonna die.
Thinking of tinkering at the workbench? I used to love watching Alex work. Now I like watching you.
Yeah, that's good to know. Maybe Parvati's over here near the engine. Parvati!
Sometimes I can hear Vickers saying prayers to himself. Sometimes I hear him cussing about tossball scores.
Oh my god, I can just tell her to leave? Holy shit. Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like it when you talked to Reed.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor. Did you work beside your father your whole life?
Except for my schooling years, I was always beside him. Or tied to him. He used to carry me about in a sling when I was real little. When I got older, he set me to sorting tools and parts while he worked. Later, he taught me simple fixes like busted crate latches.
Did your dad ever work on spaceships?
Not on the regular. Once in a great long while, a Saltuna boat would break down on the pad. He'd always bring me along for those. Mostly, he did the same as me. Kept Bess, the cannery, running. Turned loaders, plumbing and electricity, some plastering. I never got the hang of that.
All right. Well, I'll say Reed seemed to have it in. Nah, fuck, we'll go for a lot of conversation options.
I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But you're actually good at this and you enjoy it. Wait, well, yeah, all of these things. Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
Oh. Yeah, that's unbelievably cruel.
Well, it ain't exactly cruel to have the promise of a paying job. And that's all it is. You go where the company needs you, where your skills do the most good.
But what if you wanted to do that job in a particular area? Do you not have a choice in that? Well, they probably have some choice. They'd have to apply for it, though. Meh. But you are actually good at this and you enjoy it.
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
So, you didn't like your classes?
Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches.
I can see how that'd be pretty damn annoying. What'd you do in time off?
As soon as I got permission, I spent all my time in the machine shop. They had all manner of parts, but they didn't want me using them, so I had to sneak them sometimes. I even slept in there. Had a hammock tied up in the rafters. Before I left, I installed a little skylight for myself, so I could see the stars.
Aw. You build anything fun? Oh, that's it? You didn't spend time with friends?
Can't say I had many. Mostly I kept to myself. Going to the community center to hear music, be in a crowd with people knocking into you. It all just made me want to run away. When my roommates tried to talk, I'd get so nervous I'd be drenched in sweat. It was easier for everybody when I stayed off on my own. I doubt any of them remember me now.
Oh, well, alright. After school, you moved straight back to Edgewater?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school? I'm sorry I shouldn't have brought this up. He wasn't that old, was he? Oh, this one's rough. No, we'll ask him the first one.
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ear so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Well, break time's over. I hope I never accidentally hit this. It's just like, there's the temptation of like, oh, a conversation option, but this one's like, oh, by the way, you're fired. No! No! Sorry to get you all sad, Parvati. But hey, you're part of the crew. And I'll take you on many an adventure on more shitty ships and or colonies.